You're in year 2.
Year 2
going
doing
into
it.
class going,
I want to film.
I'm already on Coronation Street.
When I was being born in hospital, there were people looking for Simon Barlow in Coronation Street.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another installment. Today on the show, we have someone who's kind of going to lighten up your day, you know, someone I've known for I'd say a year or two now, got to know him. We have an actor, we have a guy who's featured in commercials, done his little bits here. He's rising to fame, I think. We'll see. Well, maybe he'll become famous from this podcast. Today on the show, we have Jake Parry.
I've just booked a short film, so that'll be filming next month.
Okay.
But apart from that, I've just had a break. Obviously, Christmas.
Like intentionally or because of the strikes?
Both. I mean, the strikes just fumbled me up.
Yeah.
Because obviously they came around and I was like, what do I do? Because I'm up and coming. And I'm not an actor where I can just go, I'll read a script and I'll go and get on set. I've got to go and audition and recall.
Yeah.
And get sent auditions to go for parts. I'm not at the level where I can just read a script and say, oh, I like it, I'll get on set. So I had to go and get a job at Odeon.
Was that pretty recently?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you doing there? What's your job at the Odeon?
Everything. When you go to a cinema, you do everything. So you do the tickets, which was painful. So you can, Avatar 2 actually is when I started.
What, sorry?
You know, Avatar 2.
Oh, Avatar 2, sorry.
So that came out, that was my first day.
Okay.
So
wait, was that
a
massive
day?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, the first one, it was massive, wasn't it?
And
biggest
it was like
film
13 years since it last, 9 years since it last?
Something like that, yeah. So I've gone there and they're like, right, you're on tickets at the front. I'm like, right. So I get there and there's non-stop people just coming in. And I'm just stood there for 8 hours with people flooding in. And then the security guy comes over and goes, all right, so there's 200 kids coming in. I'm like, right.
What was the capacity for this cinema? Jesus Christ.
I was at the Trafford Centre and that's like meant to be the biggest Odeon in the UK.
Right. Yeah, that is pretty big. I've been there.
But the thing is with Avatar, which was good, but also a bit boring when you're on the tickets because it's a 3-hour film.
Right.
And mainly everyone was coming in to see Avatar. So when it was on and everyone's seated, you're just stood there.
Yeah.
And you get the occasional couple who come in and watch, I don't know, just that Santa Claus film, you know, the one with David Harbour in.
Who's the weirdest customer you've had so far?
Oh.
Like, so first day, how was that? Did you train up or were you just all of a sudden?
No, I think that was a criticism I had for Odeon. They just threw me in there. Yeah. Which is good and bad in a way. Obviously, I learned on the job, but they just threw me in there. I was like, right, you're on tickets. I'm like, But someone was watching Avatar with his kids.
How many people like slip through the net? Sorry, but I'm just you're taking tickets, right?
Yeah.
How many people probably just sneak in? Because I've always thought at a cinema, like there's that classic thing. Once you've seen one, right, you could just go into another if you're that sad.
Yeah. Well, I used to think that, but now I've got these little cinema hacks.
Okay.
So I also did the cleaning screens, which.
Okay.
So when the film's finished, group of 5 went in and cleaned it. So when we've got like this massive sheet, and when a film finishes, it says the time on this sheet. So we did usher in, we'd go in. So say if someone was either still sat in there, you'd be like, well, we need to clean it. Or if there was a film, that's after it, but say if a film was starting, you need to get the screen ready for the film.
Okay.
So if I've seen this guy, we've got like, mate, what are you doing? And there's also cameras literally everywhere.
Okay.
But I thought that as well.
Yeah.
It depends. I guess if it's less busy, you probably could get away with it if you went to the toilet and just did it. I mean, I'm the type of, when I work, it doesn't really affect me what happens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm there to get paid. I was on like £6. I was on like
you don't want to be worrying about what these group of kids are
I
doing.
don't care what they're doing. I was on £6.90 an hour.
Yeah.
For all I care, you can go in and watch it for free.
You were on £6.90? When was this?
Hour. Last year.
Mate, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, and you were over 18?
I was 19 on £6.90 an hour.
I think you should look into that, buddy. I don't know
I know.
if that's any
I was
legal.
full time as well. 8-hour shifts.
Insane.
Like 4 days a week. So yeah, if someone went in, sometimes it's because it was like a ticket system. Sometimes it didn't scan, and if I couldn't be bothered, I'd just say,
Yeah, go
it's
for it.
scan, mate, go in.
Yeah.
It's not scanned. I'll just let them in.
First day.
Who's gonna tell me off? Really? I'll say, yeah, it's scanned.
Yeah,
I just need to tell them it's scanned. But I'm not gonna stand there making a meal out of myself because they've got to show me the ticket, and I'm there like with this gadget going like that every 5 seconds. If it takes more than 3 goals, I'm like, just go in. I can see you've got a ticket anyway. Like, who's really gonna go through the effort of like printing out a fake ticket?
Yeah. No, and also like
It's a bit
the
weird,
cinema's become less special, obviously, because we've got
Yeah,
like
no, definitely.
streaming platforms, and now DVD's not a thing. Like the kind of stage and the kind of what's called the golden age of cinema's kind of gone.
It's
but
gone.
like, does that affect maybe how cinema's seen? So when people are coming through, you're like, oh, just go through, mate. Like, honestly, you're gonna be able to watch this on Netflix in a couple months. Like, surely.
I mean, after I was working during the 2-week holidays for school kids and obviously Avatar.
Yeah.
But after that had all died down, there was actually no one coming in.
Right.
So,
and this is the biggest cinema in Manchester.
Biggest Odeon in the UK.
Wow. Yeah.
And there was no one coming in.
I mean, this is quite smart from you. Get a job at a place which you know's dying, so then there's less customers and it's easy pay.
All you're doing is just standing there and having a chinwag with the staff. That's all you're doing.
You're a genius.
Exactly. And the cleaning shifts, all you did then was you'd be in a group of 5.
Yeah.
Say if no one's in that screen, there's a popcorn on the floor. Pick it up, put it in your bag, and you walk off.
Damn.
And you're just literally having a chat for 8 hours with people.
Yeah, I did walk out. What film did I go and watch recently? I can't remember what film it was, but the cleaning staff seemed to be really like vibing out. Like this.
Cleaning
staff.
If anyone works at a cinema, the cleaning staff, it's because it's the best job. All you do is, I like constantly said, I'm a bit tired of retail. So I'd go on cleaning, and there's a group of 5. You literally, all you do is you go into a screen, you got your bag or like a popcorn scooper.
Yeah.
And you'd put like a popcorn thing in your bag and you'd walk around, just have a chat for 8 hours with people with 5 years. So it's very easy. But when you're on the tickets, you're on your own for 8 hours.
That would suck.
So that's a bit dead.
That is awful.
And then retail, you've obviously got your customers coming and you're making that, then they're all moaning at you. So
maybe the cleaner zone they pay when you go into that cinema room, you go into the seats and it's been like 50 Shades of Grey's been on. This is when I think cleaners earn their money. 50 Shades of Grey's been on, and you know what type of people have gone to see that show, right? Picking up all sorts. And I know this is probably on the regular, but you got to think that like, the lights are dim. You're an audience member.
Yeah.
There's that level of anonymity. No one can see me. I could do anything.
That's the thing. That's what they think. When you're on the tickets, there's a camera there or there's a camera there. So you can see every screen.
Oh.
Yeah, again.
Why on every screen? Why when you're on tickets do you need to see the screens?
I don't know.
That's
it's actually a good question. I guess because everyone else is like either cleaning or on retail, so they don't have the time. It's just the managers, but they're just walking around. They come up to me and say, just casually check the screens. If something weird's going on, then you've got a radio, just call the manager.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Scream was the worst screens to go in for cleaners because.
Okay, so next door, guys, there might be some sort of massacre happening. But moving on, so going on from
7 is happening next door.
Going on from you working, at the cinema to potentially being, seen on screen.
Yeah.
What have you been doing recently? You mentioned a short film you were working on or something.
Short film I'll be filming in February. But funny you mentioned the cinema. So I left Odeon. Yeah. And I then had Domino's come out. Okay. And that was shown in their cinemas.
Wait.
So if you'd go in, you'd be like...
Yeah. Tell the people what you did.
Yeah, so basically I did Domino's with Jake, who's my twin.
You shot a commercial, right?
Yeah, commercial Domino's. I'd say that was my best piece of work I've ever done. Yeah. The biggest thing I've done anyway.
We'll overlay right now the advert or the shot. So the whole idea is... You were there with your brother. He's got a twin brother, haven't you, Jake?
Yeah, so I got the tape through, looked at the tape, and it was a direct request, which for a direct request, it's like the casting director's gone on Spotlight and seeing you and said, yeah, you look good for it, instead of, because normally your agent submits you and they're like, okay, but I got like a direct request, which means they've picked me out and said, we'd like to audition.
That's like when you get a match on Tinder, you're like, whoa, she picked
Yeah, I'm
me?
like, oh yeah.
Jesus, she picked
You
me
always
for
feel,
once?
that's what I mean. You feel like, yes.
Yeah, that must feel amazing as an actor.
Oh, it does, yeah. When you get, because it literally pops up on my email. Oscar Parry has received a direct message. I'm like, yes.
Damn.
So
I've got the first date.
I was like, oh,
damn, man.
Got it through. Jake weren't involved at all with it.
Oh.
Obviously, he's later on. So I got that through, and sends me a brief, and it's like, it's Domino's fight is what we're thinking about calling it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, read through it all, and it says if you have an 18-year-old sibling, it might help you do your tape. I've obviously got Jake. So I was like, all right, well, if it helps me, I'll throw him in, because the scene on the tape was, you've got a pizza box, and you're fighting over your pizza.
Yeah.
So imagine if that's just me on the tape, like that. I'd look like an idiot.
Yeah.
So like, can you just grab the other end of it for me and just pretend like we really want this last slice of pizza? And they really liked me and Jake together, because it was meant to be for a brother and sister. But I think me and Jake we did well on the tape, and I was like, all right, well, we'd like to see you both. So then the recall comes, and that's in London. So that's £70 on a train if you got a rail card. Yeah. But they give you a £50 recall fee. Okay. So it's like...
Yeah, you've lost out on 20 quid.
Exactly.
But what I wanted to ask is, like, that bond you have with your brother and that kind of, like, you know, when brothers are brothers, we argue, we fight. Yeah. Was that kind of what they must see then? Because that chemistry is natural, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think, obviously, when we went to the recalls, and I was expecting a brother and a sister, and that's what happened. So there was, say, this girl called Jess who was in there. She went in and did it with some random boy. Yeah. And if you've seen the advert, you got to like grapple, like grab. Yeah. That's what the recall was. So she had to do this with some random guy. Right. I went in there, and he's like, I had to do it with Jake. Yeah. So I feel, I don't care if he comes out with a broken finger or anything. It's my brother. But if I had to do that with some random girl who I just met, like, you literally just met him. Yeah. Like, you've not got time to rehearse or anything. Just like, right, I want you to grapple. I'm like, he was American as well, the director. So he was like into it. Like, I want you guys grappling. I'm like, right.
Oh, we can grapple.
We can grapple.
We could make UFC happen right now.
We did like 5 times.
Yeah.
And God, so 5 times doing that. All right. Came out of it. Lewis McGee was actually there on the same day, recalling in London. Saw him after it. I was like, yeah, I think we've got that one.
Nice.
Sometimes you know.
Yeah, sometimes you know. And
sometimes
from that now, so you've shot other commercials before, but how was this one with Domino's? Like, we all know Domino's.
It just felt bigger. I mean, the set was just massive. Really?
Because when you look at that on screen, you're literally just receiving a Domino's pizza through a house door. Yeah. How does that compare? Seeing it, the advert finished, how was that compared to the reality of the shoot?
The reality is just mental, because the house we filmed in, on camera, it doesn't look special. It just looks like a normal house.
Yeah, it looks like a normal terrace house.
It's like a 3-story house. Right. It's massive. And the crew filming it, I like to search who the crew are. It was the Barbie crew. So the camera operator was he was operating for Barbie. So he's there like filming Margot Robbie. Next week he's filming me and Jake fighting down the hallway.
You don't know, maybe he's just into ginger people. Maybe he might have been gay. He might have been. Yeah. Maybe he's the 1% that would prefer to see.
Maybe he preferred watching me throttle Jake. Other than Margot Robbie on
crazy. Barbie. Yeah, and that must have just been a bunch of fun hanging out with your brother, just doing what you were dreaming to do.
The other actor as well was... I love meeting other actors because they're so, like, just out there. Yeah. Everyone on that set was just mental. The stunt guy was Harry Potter's stunt, like, coordinator. Wow. So he's there teaching me how to, like... Because I get pushed into this wall, and... I've got to learn how to like move my body so I don't get injured. I did it. I almost broke the staircase. And then the AD's like, we can't do that. We can't do it. But Jake's been told to push me really hard.
Yeah. And he's your brother.
And the AD
he's going to take the piss.
He's like, you can't break this man's stairs. But the American director's like, just do it as hard as you can. I don't care about stairs. I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
Fair enough.
But
Wow.
yeah, Domino's was it just felt big
Yeah.
when I was doing it.
I feel like you could get away with that. If that's your brother, right? You know you can put a little bit more effort into those
That's what I'm
elbow
saying.
arches.
If
And
it
that'll
was
look better on screen as well.
miles better on screen. If
Yeah.
it's some random girl, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if
I
it's
mean,
Jake,
you hear stories of what was it? Bruce Lee interacting with like stunt guys. Stunt guys would have hated him and did
my
hate him
God,
because he didn't do anything half-assed.
he's just battering you all the time, isn't it? Like,
Now that I look at and go, but like things like that.
they must have been getting paid good money for that. Bruce Lee.
Yeah, no, but the stunt guys, I think for what they were getting, fair enough. I don't know enough about it, but I just know that the best way to make it look like real on screen, most of the time, I think, is to do it for real, right? In most cases.
Yeah, in that way, you're not really acting. The hardest thing about acting is you've got to make it look like you're not acting. If I get fully shoved into these stairs and I feel it, I'm not then acting.
Yeah.
So it just comes out naturally. And Jake, he did give it me a bit.
Yeah.
I actually cut Jake's finger in the recall because I was going that hard. Like, I just sliced it open.
Damn. Yeah. Well, there you go, man.
So he's got battle wounds from.
Do you, so going from that then to where it all started, when did you first start acting and like when did you want to pursue acting?
It's basically when I was being born in hospital, there were people looking for Simon Barlow in Coronation Street.
Oh.
Yeah. So me and Jake are twins, and this was like a perfect scenario. So they came in. I'm sure this is what happened. They was in the hospital, or they was looking
like
for
casting
people.
directors were in the hospital?
I'm sure. I think that's what happened. If not, then twins were going, just born, and Simon Barlow was just about to be born in Coronation Street. So we got picked and went on Coronation Street, filmed for like 6 months, and twins were ideal for babies.
How old were you when you were on set?
6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 weeks old.
So I'm looking at
We literally looked the
I'm
same.
looking at a human which was on set and being filmed.
I've literally
from
just come out
birth.
of the womb and I'm on set.
From birth. Wow.
Yeah, so it's all there in my face already when I've just literally just come out of the womb. Wow. But they like twins because say if I'm crying or screaming my head off, I'll look the same as the other guy, just get him in. Right. And it's like the same kid.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Well, that's what
how
they do.
it. That makes it. I mean, that makes
because
sense.
When you're on a film set and say you've set all the cameras up, you can't just tell the baby to shut up and they will. Like,
yeah.
You're on a strict schedule.
The baby doesn't know he's getting paid.
Exactly.
The baby just wants to probably suck a tit and have some food,
I just wanted to, have a sleep or something, have a cry.
Yeah.
And obviously all the other actors have learnt the lines that they're like locked in. They can't be waiting around for some kid crying. So they just get the other one and like, send him in then.
Who out of the two, you and your brother, was crying more on set?
I'd say Jake because
so you were a better actor from birth.
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
Damn.
But I'm seeing more, and I had like a weird shaped head when I was a kid, so I know it's me.
Yeah, how it looks.
It's really
This is insane. So you're looking back now. You're 19, 20?
I'm 20 now. Yeah,
you're 20, and you're looking. You can look back at footage of your 6-week-old self.
There's a scene on YouTube on like Coronation Street somewhere. Simon Barlow being born. I'm literally watching myself being born.
Oh my god!
Weird,
I've never spoke to you about this. This is insane. It's so interesting.
Have you seen the news article?
No.
Oh, so we did Domino's.
Okay.
And that was on TV. We'd done commercials before that.
Yeah.
But this was like on TV going around, I don't know, all TV. It was on while the Rugby World Cup was on.
Okay.
So a lot of people were seeing it. My stepmom sent me a news article and it says Oscar Parry and Jake Parry are totally unrecognisable from Coronation Street. I'm like, you know what, you think so, wouldn't you? I was 6 weeks old.
Wow. But that is insane how being on screen, be it 20 years ago, people still recognise you.
The weird thing is as well, when I was in Coronation Street, I had a different name.
Right.
So my name was Oscar Hartley in that.
Ah.
So I'm thinking, how have they...
Yeah.
Like,
did you ever figure out?
No. Well, that's the thing. I mean, my mate asked me, he said, like, did you have any idea there was doing like articles? I'm like, no, I just seen it. I got sent it. So you don't know what's going on?
Wow. It's creepy.
So obviously I got a different name. I'm like, how have they... Yeah. Because obviously I don't look like I do when I was 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
You've
had a little bit of a glow up since then, probably. Do you think?
I'd like to. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bit more hair than I did.
Maybe, but you're not on Coronation Street now, so maybe you need to look at your 6-week-old self.
Yeah,
and
and think,
what was I doing better back then?
How has he smashed that audition?
Yeah. That is crazy. I never knew that about you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, so from being on Coronation Street,
Yeah.
6 weeks old, and then you were on set for a bit. Then after that, what was your next thing you went on to do?
I literally just went. I did like some feature films as like just walking around when I was in like year 2. So I had to have loads of time with school just for that.
You're in year 2.
Year 2,
going into class, going, guys.
I want to film.
I'm already on Coronation Street. You guys are literally.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You've just learned what 2 + 2 is. That is insane.
Well, this was interesting. I was in year 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I was a baby, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I've got somewhat of a clue what's going on now. It's this horror film, and I'm in year 2, and this guy, it's about a ghost in some like boarding school.
Okay.
So the guy who's the ghost had his full costume. I'm like, flipping heck. We're all getting a picture taken for like a school.
Yeah.
Do you know the guy in The Crown? I forgot his name. That's probably a terrible way to put it, but this guy's in The Crown, and there's people from like actors from Harry Potter.
Okay.
And you know that really annoying woman who wears pink in Harry Potter?
Oh hates? Yeah. She takes over the school.
Yeah, she was in it.
Right.
And they're all in it. And I was in year 2.
Yeah.
So
how old are you then?
How old are you in year 2?
Probably like 6, 7, maybe.
Yeah, around that age.
Yeah.
And there's like weird ghosts walking around, and like, I'm like, what's going on here?
You must be. I mean, you said earlier
I got through into it.
Yeah, I mean, you got through into it. You said earlier that you had an idea, but let's be honest. At our age now, we're just having some ounce of idea of what life is.
I mean, at this point, I didn't know what acting even was. I didn't know if I wanted to be an actor. After that, I just went to school and just had a break of everything. Just went to school.
Yeah. How was that relationship with your parents? Because obviously they must have been putting you forward for this, and like the communication. Because I hear about these child actors and how it works. How does that all work?
I don't really know. I mean, my nana's heavily involved. Like, she just loved it, and she's still involved now. Like, she really likes it. So if she sees a brief, she'll just send me for it. Back then, I had an agent called like Eurokids or something. I don't think they're around anymore, but they were just very good at just getting us onto set, and it just worked. Nice. We'd be on set all the time. Like, we had to have breaks from school and all that, and I don't know what school was thinking about that. But I'm just going on set. I'm missing all my tests. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it was just, I didn't know what I was doing. It was just weird. I just get dropped off at these places by my family, and you just be through into it and like, right.
Don't even know what's going on.
When you're younger, I didn't have a clue what was going on. I didn't even know what to do it until after high school. Because obviously I had this past, so I was like, yeah, it's interesting. I'd want to be in films. I want to do all that. Jake watched Stranger Things, and he saw like kids our age doing it. I was like, yeah, let's get back into it.
Nice.
And then Red Rose came up.
Lovely.
I thought, the people you work with, say when you go onto a set, they want the same thing as you, so you can relate to them much more than like in the arts industry anyway, or like any like media. It's different to a normal job. So they've been through everything that you've been through and want the same things. So it's just easy to set with people. Yeah,
for sure. I'm just gonna flip this thing around to make sure it's going. I think the big thing for me is when I'm working, it's like I'm jumping from project to project. So we're going from you being a child actor, you were basically from out your womb, you were put onto a Coronation set. It's insane.
It's weird, isn't it?
That is, well, it mustn't be weird for you in a way that you probably can't remember a lot of that.
I can't remember any of it.
Wow.
I'll get told stories of it.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't remember it.
And if you don't know, like Coronation Street, probably how long ago was that? So probably only 6 months. 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Probably at its peak or just after its peak of viewership.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like miles bigger then, wasn't it?
Well, like just because of the way terrestrial TV is now. Like,
Yeah.
and platform, it didn't have streaming platforms competing
Exactly,
with
yeah.
it. Everyone was sitting down at 6 o'clock to go watch Coronation Street back then. Probably.
Yeah.
Wow. And
I
you
mean,
were there.
being from Salford as well, I think Coronation Street's like everyone in Salford loves Coronation Street.
Yeah.
Don't they? It is Salford.
Yeah, it's where
literally
it's
a
meant to be set,
story
isn't it? I mean, it is
about
shot here.
Salford,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Amazing. Yeah.
A Salford story, and then we're in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the reason we ended up leaving, so we was in it for 6 months.
Wow, 6 months? Sorry, I thought you said 6 weeks.
It might have been 6 weeks. It might have been 6 months. I don't know. We was definitely 6 weeks old. I'm pretty sure we was 6 weeks old.
Right.
But Peter Barlow, who was playing my dad in it, he wanted to leave, and I think go and like do other acting jobs, because I think when you get in a soap, it's like you probably get a bit bored. You want to go and do like the bigger stuff, and yeah, he left. So we then had to like move out of it. I think their storyline was us and our mum have like moved to somewhere, Australia maybe, I don't know where. But then he comes back because he's not got any acting jobs, and then the role gets recast, and that's where Alex Bain, who plays him now, comes in. And there's just a load of like controversy over Alex Bain.
Wow.
I mean, everyone says like he's a wooden actor and all that. I don't watch it, so I don't know.
So where does this controversy come from? Sorry, I haven't heard of this.
I mean, the first thing is, I'm a white ginger kid.
Right.
And I've got some ginger follicles coming through at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I don't, maybe there was, but... Mm-hmm. And Alex Bain is mixed race, so everyone's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But...
So...
it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. And obviously you're only 6 weeks old or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not like, God, guys, sorry.
Sorry, mate.
But also, back then, maybe it was less of a concern, or, just people weren't as aware of what was moral and what wasn't back then. Yeah. I mean, maybe it was just coming around, maybe in the 2000s. But I don't think you should. That's nothing to do with you. That's the casting.
And I've literally not done anything towards that. Yeah. I didn't decide to. Do you know what? Cheers meeting you all. I'm off.
Yeah.
I weren't me.
I mean, you couldn't even walk at that point.
Exactly. I couldn't even say anything.
You can't even walk off set at that
Cheers,
point.
guys.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I mean, really unique start of your life, and then you're living in Salford. How was that going to school then? So after you grew up a bit, after that Coronation stint, still being a child actor, how was school?
School was, I'd say, is a bit different in year 2 because... Obviously, there's a feature film called The Awakening. So we was filming that for, I don't even know how long, but we'd have to take days off school just to go and film that. I don't know what the teachers and all that thought, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know what you're doing in school in year 2. So I'll just be going to classes. And I don't think I was even telling anyone because I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just off filming. I don't know what my family was saying. Were they saying we was... ill or filming? I don't know. Yeah,
I suppose you would just get...
But in year 2, are teachers that bothered?
Nah. Whenever I used to have to get time off school, my mum or dad used to always say it's like a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, that's all I they don't really question it.
But I suppose if you're working, like, that's really unique because you are technically the one working there. Your parents probably have to get you there and whatnot. That's really... I mean, you must have been the coolest kid in class probably back then. Well, people just didn't know it. You had ginger. Yeah, it is cool. You could literally be the coolest guy in school. You could drive. Coming into sixth form, you're driving an Audi. You're doing. You got ginger hair. Everyone's just like, nah, you're not.
He's all right.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. I feel like if you can make people laugh, and I think you do. I think that's the way I kind of went through it. It's like take the piss out of yourself, give them a little bit back.
The way to do it. Yeah. Because if you're showing that you're getting annoyed in high school. Mm-hmm. The one moment you're like look a bit annoyed by it, then they're onto you. Yeah. And they're doing it more.
Oh, UK kids, brutal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Brutal. So, you went on to do other stuff.
Yes.
Like, as a child actor, then, like, how was it in your teenage years? Because then it was like, it's a stage for mine. Everyone starts, like, getting a little insecure. Everyone starts, like, what am I doing on this earth? Why am I not looking like everyone else? How did puberty interact with being a child actor?
I mean, completely different because I did all that and then it just stopped. I think it's the reason because my agent, who I was with, shut down.
Ah, okay.
So then, past that, went through all primary school, all high school, and had nothing. Just focusing on school. So I was just a normal kid then in school. Just going through how literally everyone else was, how we are as being ginger. I went through all that.
Through it.
It's only till after school I was really like thinking, what I don't know what to do. So I did bricklaying for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this was COVID year as well.
So from maybe, 7 or 8, you had a few gigs and then you decided to get back into it after secondary school.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing bricklaying. I thought this just isn't for me. I then went and did football for a year, coaching, because I enjoy football.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing acting on the side then. But then after that year, I was like, I just want to get back into it again. I feel like it's the best path for me to go down. And then it all just came to fruition. So I went to Axe TV, which is acting classes in Manchester. And the acting teacher was lovely. She was really nice. She sent a brief through and it was saying, oh, we want extras for some feature horror film. I'm like, yeah. So this is like, I'm thinking, this is my first bit of work that I could potentially get on since like year 2. So like, we want ravers for like this horror film. And like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a raver.
I'm signing up for that. I can do a bit of that.
Yeah.
So I signed up for that and didn't expect anything of it. But then they came through saying, yeah, come down. We want you. And that was Red Rose.
Oh, nice.
So I got onto Red Rose.
Wow.
And I think after I got onto Red Rose and got on a big set again, so that was Netflix, and just seeing everything, I was like, this is really what I want to do now. So I filmed that for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I had no pressure on me because I was a mate of a main role. So I'd go in and say, just mess about. It's a house party. Just do what you normally do. So we just mess about. And there's no pressure on me. It's on the main actors. So I'll just be flirting around, doing whatever.
Well, you're not actually flirting with someone. You mean like
hey,
around.
Edward, it's a party scene.
Yeah.
Gotta
be realistic, right?
I was too drunk.
Yeah. The director didn't even tell you anything. You're just necking a girl in the back. Not even prompted to.
We'll have that.
You're taking this extra role very seriously.
Very seriously. Too seriously.
You gotta love the craft, man.
That's what it is. It's method acting at its finest.
What I was gonna say though is I can relate to that in a way though. I can have a certain passion or like you dip in and out of it, but I think your environment is where that inspiration comes from. So you've obviously gone back to that set and gone, whoa, I want to do this.
Yeah.
But part of that must have always been with you in a way.
I mean, because I'd be in like school and just thinking, I used to be in Coronation Street.
Yeah.
And for me, that was massive. I was like, wow. Oh, that's just really interesting. Especially in like a school in Salford. It's just, it doesn't really happen, does it?
No.
And like, yeah, he's on Coronation Street when he was a kid. And like, so then when it came up again, I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And then I've just got on Red Rose and I absolutely loved it. Like I just loved getting on set. I didn't care about being paid or anything. I just liked being there and just looking at all the cameras coming through.
Yeah.
And all like the set. The first day of Red Rose that I got on was the house party in Knutsford, and the house was mental. Oh my God. Like we was all sat in the dining bus checking about the price of the house. It was like, I think it was worth like 2 million.
Wow.
And we were just all
kids just
partying
freaking
it.
out about that. That's so fun.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and you're just getting paid to do it as well. That's insane.
Exactly.
Like
being paid to have a rave and a party.
I think about these moments while it's still happening now at my age is you don't notice like how significant or how like big things that they are at the time.
Yeah, no, you definitely look. I think I'm guilty of doing that with the stuff I've done. I've done it and I've gone, what am I going to get after that? Yeah. It's like during Red Rose, I was auditioning for a load of stuff, and I was a walker in Red Rose, like an extra just to the mains. I'm like, I don't know if I can get a main role yet. I was thinking that my acting's terrible because I was booking no auditions. Right. But then Taco Bell came through, and then I was like, all right, we'll go for it. They wanted me and Jake for it. I sent a terrible tape off. I was like dead enthusiastic on it, and that's not what they wanted. But I sent it through, and then they said, "Yeah, great. Can we get you on Zoom?" And I've never done that before. Like, got on Zoom and spoke to people. I was like, "All right, it's a step."
Yeah.
Got on Zoom, and it was basically just they was talking in a way like I had the role already. So I knew from that, and then like 2 hours later, they're like, "Yeah, you've got the role."
Lovely. And what did you do? Like, what was the advert?
That was Taco Bell. So it was basically, when was it now? It was December time, so it was Christmas. Red Rose was just almost finishing. We finished filming Red Rose November or October, one of them. So I'm there thinking, all right, I can actually do it now, because now I've got the role. In my mind, I think, yeah, I can get roles now. So yeah, it was a Christmas advert with Jake again in London. And the basic gig is Santa is taken away from people who were born in December. So say if you've got a birthday on either Christmas Day or the 22nd, which was meant to be my fake birthday in it. So we was like raging at Santa for like taking away from our birthdays, and there's women like flinging stuff on tables. I'm throwing Santa inflatables and all. There's people throwing presents.
Yeah, I gave it a watch.
Fun day.
Yeah, I gave it a watch.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And was that like kind of where that like imposter syndrome went out? Because it sounds like you being an extra. I've talked to many other people, like just being noticed by one person and getting given that chance 100%. Gives you that.
I mean, as an extra, majority of the time, sometimes Red Rose is a good example of where I got bumped up to a walk on, and the crew was just really good with me, and they loved us all. Like, they were great, but I did Get Even. The second season, they were terrible with the extras, and they just treated you like awfully. Like, they just shove you in the back room, like, right, yeah, we don't need you, wait there for 5 hours.
Yeah.
You can't even go to their crew tables and you can't even get a drink from their tables. Like, what are we doing? That's our table. Like, what do you mean it's your table? If you want a drink of tea, and they'd always say, "Oh no, the mains have got to get their food first. You've got to go after them." So by the time you get to the food court, there's nothing there. It's not even cold. We would have taken cold.
Yeah, you'd take a cold food, but nothing food. Right,
we've got a crumb, and it's
but that's showbiz, man. It's
that's
do
what
or
happens.
die.
That
it's
is literally the industry.
Yeah.
So when you're at that main role stage and you're getting pampered with umbrellas and makeup and coffee and biscuits,
do you need some Vaseline on your lips?
I remember which set was it now? I think it might have been Taco Bell. The minute I get in there, I sat down and went, "Oh, do you want hot chocolate?" I'm like, my nana sat there as well, so I don't want to be rude. Yeah. I really want to. Yeah, go on then. She's like, "Just say please." I'm like,
"Yeah, I did."
Yes, please, I'll have one. And I'm not going to turn down free hot chocolate. They're a bit over the top with you, whereas an extra, they just treat you like you're not even there.
Yeah, man, it's weird. I used to look into a lot of that stuff, and now I just kind of see it as the nature of
it's
kind
just what
of the
happens.
culture. I feel like though, if you're on a job for a long time, that's when like people start treating each other a bit better.
Definitely.
Like, you realize, I'm working with these guys. The best way we can work is by treating everyone with respect.
Exactly.
But it's almost as if, like, in film and TV, that hierarchy is just kind of exponentially seen more. So, like, if you're in an office job and your boss wants to have a word with you and not doing something right, you'll get that through an email. You will get that passive aggressive. But because everything's like go now on a set or whatever you're going, it's kind of like what needs to happen, or there's a problem that trumps a person's feelings, just because of especially with budgets being cut now, everything being so tight with time.
Yeah.
So maybe that might be a thing to do, but I feel like it's always been the case.
I remember I was filming Get Even with my mate Rory, and because we wanted to be like main actors, some extras are just there for the money. Cause it's decent money, to be fair. It's like £100.
Yeah.
Every day, guaranteed, even if you're there for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. But we'd obviously try and get ourselves in front of that camera as much as we could, because we just loved doing it. Yeah. Like, at this point, we all wanted to be actors. Like, yeah, we want to be an actor. Mm-hmm. So being on that set was like, let's just get seen as much as we can, try and impress the director or something. They went, "Right, we've seen you lads too much now, get off." I'm like, God.
What? You've seen you lads like on screen too much?
Yeah, like, we've seen too much. I'm like, you're in a school.
Right.
But I think we're in a school. It looks like there's no one in this school. We're just seeing you all the time. Aren't we?
Yeah, and I think you've got to think of it from everyone's perspective. That's the thing. Like, you as an extra, you see that and you go, man, I got here. I woke up. I'm here. Like, I'm just trying to be on screen.
I'm thinking, I've got here. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to get on camera.
Yeah.
But they're thinking, it's a school, we've seen you too much. And obviously, it probably works better for the show.
Dude, as well, you're ginger, though.
I'm so recognisable.
That's probably it as well. You get recognised more. And that can be a really good thing, or it could be a really bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing. As an extra, they probably don't want to hire that many ginger people.
Oh my God.
You're not really in the background, are you?
You're there.
Yeah, you're just like, in the front of it. Damn, yeah. And like, so where does that leave you now then, where you're at with it? Are you... you're going for jobs, but do you see where it's going? What would you like to do? Like, what's your dream role? Like, what?
Oh, I say my dream role is I'd love to play the Joker.
Okay.
Like, imagine how interesting that would be.
That would be cool.
That would be incredible. But for now, I've done loads of adverts. I really want to because adverts is you'd go there on the day, film it, you're done. And you'd meet the crew and the cast and like really get along with them. But then you're done. You're gone. So I'd really want a long-term role on like a show.
Yeah.
So like Red Rose filmed for 6 months. If you're main cast on something for 6 months, you're probably going to meet people who you're going to be mates with for quite a while because you're there literally doing scenes with people for 6 months. I feel like when you do acting scenes with people, you're going to connect with them because you're just doing a scene with them. It's just you two there doing a scene. So something on a TV show or a film for like 6 months or something. I've been auditioning for shows.
Nice, man. Yeah.
I just need to book that show. I don't care how big the role is, to be honest. Just give me some lines on a TV show instead of adverts all the time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it must be so weird. Like, it's so unique in terms of just being freelance like I am. Like, you never know when the next job's going to be, this and that. But it sounds like you've got a really nice support network around you.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That. I think what I would ask then next is like how the next segment is kind of a little bit goofy. It's like a little bit of a goofy section. I kind of want to get to know you as a ginger man. So I don't get time to... Lewis McGee, he was on the podcast. He wasn't really... He's kind of like ginger, but in a way, he's not really ginger.
I get what you mean.
I look at you and I go... we're maybe related in some way, right? We're probably deep down the line. And so, just so I can kind of like get how much I can relate to you, what factor are we using? So like when you're going on the beach, are we putting factor 20 or are we putting factor 50 on?
I don't actually know the difference. I just put any on.
You put any on?
Well, I just get... So my mum would come out sun cream on. My nana's like peshes me about it. She would come in and said sunscreen. I don't actually check what it says. I just put it on.
Dude, that must
because like they're so on it with ginger people.
Right.
So I just put it on. I don't know what it is.
So you've been lucky that there have been guardians of your skin. You've got these people around you. I think that maybe tells me that you don't burn that easy, or you've just applied it.
I don't think I do, because I went to Greece in the summer.
Yeah.
And didn't get burnt apart from the boat trip. But the guy was telling us before it, when you're on a boat and it's just you in the open and there's water, the sun reflects off the water. So it comes onto you and it's much worse.
You didn't know this?
I don't have a clue. I just started thinking, all right.
Wait, so you were on this boat trip, right?
Yeah.
You're going in it and you're like, don't need sun cream.
I put sun cream everywhere but my back. I forgot.
Right.
And then I felt it,
Yeah. I mean, you see some of these images, man. Like, everybody compares them to, like, the drumsticks. What are they called? Like, the squashy drumsticks. Fuck me.
That was my back.
Like, the worst one I had was when it was, like, a heat wave, like, a few years ago. And I went for a 10K run in the morning.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
And then I was day drinking the whole day. That left me with sunstroke. That did. Have you ever had sunstroke?
No.
Before? You're so lucky. No way, dude. It's awful, man.
What does it feel like?
Stuff is coming out of you both ends, and you just have no energy. You are. What do you want me to spell that out to you?
When you say stuff is coming out of you, what do you mean? Just emphasize.
Okay, so I was shitting aggressively and being sick, probably for a day and a half.
Wow.
And that wasn't. Wow, you must be you must have a lot of non-ginger genes in you then, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, It's weird actually. My dad looked ginger when he was younger,
Yeah.
but now he's just got brown hair. My mum is ginger, but I was like way more ginger when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think it's changed.
Dies out, doesn't it?
Yeah, which is
You don't see many
you don't
people.
see it with many other people's hair, do you?
When like a
Ours
guy
just changes colour.
I don't know about women, but when like a guy reaches 40 and he's ginger, I swear it just like dies out.
It just goes.
Does it just go brown?
My dad's is brown, so
Yeah.
and I've got a bit like there at the back of my head. It's a bit black, and there's like highlights in my hair that are just blonde. I'm like, it just changes colours, which is weird.
Maybe you'll go into with the dark hair. When you get darker hair, you'll be like more villainous in your roles. So maybe you'll get like a more villain role. Maybe that'll help you. You said you wanted to be the Joker.
Oh my god, yeah.
Damn.
Well, there's dye 'em hair green, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah. But I feel like anybody with dark hair, you can imagine them in a villain role more.
What's that guy called? Have you seen Gotham?
Yeah.
He's ginger and he plays Joker.
Oh wait, that series I haven't seen. I know Gotham's.
Yeah, well, there's a guy who's ginger.
Yeah,
Cameron Monaghan's his name. He plays Joker and he's ginger.
Oh,
so maybe there's something down there for me one day.
Yeah, I mean there is similarities. Joker paints his face white.
I'm white naturally. You don't have to paint me white. Yeah, I am white.
Yeah, I remember being on this quiz show one time. It's the first time I got putting makeup on me.
Oh,
dude, like, because I'm so pale, they just caked my face with like tans. Like, I was like, okay, fair enough. And to be fair, I looked at myself in that camera. I was like, damn, this is what it would be like to not be ginger. That like kind of tanned hair. Yeah, damn. And yeah, so do you think eventually in your later life then the gingerness will just drift away?
I think so. If I look at my dad's hair, then yeah.
But that's kind of bullshit though, gone. Because you go through like teenage, but
when
as
you're
a ginger,
40, when no one cares,
dude. Like, yeah. Why can't it be reversed?
Oh, you got brown hair, like, but I am ginger.
Yeah,
I've just grew up with. I'm ginger. I'm not bothered about saying I'm ginger. I am. But when you're 40 and when no one's even bothered, just walk past you. Then you've now got brown hair.
I think I'd rather be the other way around. So
definitely
make me born with grey hair, then progressively just get ginger.
Yeah, because you're definitely more insecure when you're going through your high school years.
Well, it's just like when I'm 80 and I had ginger hair. That'd be funny as fuck. That'd be hilarious.
Well, that's what you're 80.
Yeah.
Who's going to take the mick out of an 80-year-old?
I think some people will find it hot. Like a wrinkled guy with like hair. You wouldn't, because you just don't see that.
Do you reckon when you're 80, you and Margot Robbie have like got a chance then, yeah?
I think in a couple of years, got a
couple of years?
Yeah. I think
I can see it.
I see she's gone down a hill a bit with Barbie, you know.
She's Saltburn. Don't know what she was thinking there.
Have you do you keep up much with the YouTube stuff? Do you know who Danny Aaron's is?
Yeah, oh my, yes.
You seen his girlfriend he's got, man?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, and so Danny Aaron's is now going out with Tennessee, and apparently she used to date Central C. Apparently.
Really?
Was it Central C or some other rapper?
I heard it was like Digger D.
Digger D, there you go.
Yeah.
Mental, right?
And now it's Danny Aaron.
She's gone from dating a guy who talks about drillings to now dating a guy who opens packs.
That was really good.
But in terms of like...
It's just... He's got nice riz, hasn't he? He's
a funny guy. No,
funny riz.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He's just a funny guy.
From that, I wasn't meaning putting anything on Danny. It was just more like, you don't usually see a change in type that drastic. I feel like when you have a type, you can't. Most people kind of stick to it, right? You kind of
you don't really just.
But maybe she
don't wake up in the morning and go,
yeah,
I'm changing.
Yeah, but maybe she just got really into FIFA, and he's a funny guy. Maybe
he's funny guy. I used to not like him. I used to think he's a bit over the top, and then he was in the Sidemen videos.
Yeah.
On the Sidemen Sundays, he's actually really funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man, for sure. I mean, you see that kind of like younger generation like getting involved in the Sidemen. I think it's really cool what they're doing.
Yeah, because I love Ginge. He's from Salford.
Yeah,
literally lives like 10 minutes.
Dude, Salford's producing so many.
Salford's producing the goods.
Yeah, I mean,
Ginger's as well.
You had just been produced, and on a conveyor belt, you just went to Coronation Street.
It's like I'm a robot in it,
dude. Whoa! Just as you said that, what is that sound?
That's me charging up. That's all that is. I'm like a Tesla.
Maybe, dude. Do you like Tesla? Do you think you drive around in a Tesla?
Probably. I'm not that into. I don't know. I'm not that into cars.
I just don't
They're just
see
quiet,
it
aren't
working
they?
around the streets here. Like the AI, the self navigation, like kind of the way it can
Yeah,
auto drive with UK streets. Fair play when they figure that out, but the old windy A roads we have here in the UK. Elon, try figure that out because I don't know how you're gonna do it, man.
Elon should come and visit Salford, shouldn't he?
I think that's how he would
That'd be
figure it
great.
out. Come
Just
visit
come to
Salford
and see what's going on here.
Do you think he would go to Salford Precinct?
Have you seen that new car? You know, that massive like Hulkbuster car.
Oh, from Tesla.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that looks insane.
That is mental, isn't it? Imagine that going around here.
All the bullets.
To be fair, you'd be safe.
Yeah, knives can
Definitely
get
be
into.
safe.
You
I
won't
think
get
you should
shot.
invest.
Dude, maybe we'll get a couple people. We all get a Cybertruck, share it, so then we don't get stabbed on the streets.
How many seats is it?
Oh, I think it's like a 7-seater. That thing has to be.
We're
It's a
laughing,
truck.
man.
I think it has to
All
be 5.
invest.
Yeah.
Put money into it.
I
Not on
may.
Salford freely.
Yeah, I think as well. In terms of technology and stuff, how are you finding it? Like as an actor, there's now that stuff with extras being replaced by digital image rights.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you seen the Secret Wars thing? This is mental. So they won an award for the title.
Okay, who is Secret Wars?
It's a Marvel show.
Okay.
So basically, like like when a show starts and it's got the sequence, all the credits popping up, all the actors, all like the visuals. They won an award for that, but it was an AI.
Wow.
So is Microsoft just going to walk up and say, Bill Gates walks up and say, I'll have that award? Because it wasn't a person, did it? Who's going to collect the award?
So
it was
it was
AI,
this,
you made it.
Really? So
and they won an award for this title sequence.
So it was a title sequence and it was entirely made from AI.
AI made it. So there's
really?
no one in a job doing that.
I just
and they won an award for it.
Fair enough. I just highly doubt that it was 100% made out of AI. Like, because
how can I don't know what if they searched?
Because I talk to a lot of
editors.
editors.
Guy searching up
yeah
things to create it.
Well, this is what they talk about now. So we're gonna eventually be trained to operate AI. So that'll be like the weird in between stage where AI. Well, we still need these prompts. We still need this and that. How does it feel being on the Ed Squared podcast?
It's an honour, Edward.
Yeah, man.
My lifetime goal is
we've made it. Now you can just retire.
This is my made it moment. I think I'm just gonna go off into the sunset now.
Okay.
I'll go and live in Hull.
Dude. I mean, I always tell people I'm not from there, but I live 30 minutes out of it. So, like, with anybody you ask, where do you live?
With me, if someone says, where are you from? I say Manchester. I don't mention Salford.
Yeah. Depends who I'm talking to. Because I feel like if
they're a higher up, I'll be like, yeah, I'm from Manchester. When I'm doing a self-tape and they say, where are you from? It's always Manchester. I don't say Salford.
Yeah, no.
But really, are they going to know what Salford is?
Probably not, dude. I think.
Do you know what I mean?
Especially if you're not in the UK. Like,
if you're not in the UK, you definitely just don't know what Salford is.
But yeah, I love.
But when you say Manchester, there's City United. If you're abroad, then you know what Manchester is because it's massive.
Yeah, no, but you've always lived in this city, man. Like you've always been here. How was it like growing up here?
It's just.
Is it the same now that it is there? Like, or is?
I say so.
Yeah.
You get your good parts, you get your bad parts. I think that's every city, though, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
But Manchester's just Old Trafford heavy. You get United fans.
Yeah.
I say that's a good thing about being from Salford is we've got United there.
Yeah.
And because me personally, I'd get bored if I just supported someone like, I don't know, Eastleigh.
Right.
We've got United.
What is Eastleigh, dude?
Exactly. What is Eastleigh? That's who United have potentially got in the FA Cup.
Okay. Is it a nearby city or some town?
Couldn't tell. Well, that's the thing. Say if I hop on a tape and go, I'm from Eastleigh. Where's Eastleigh?
But to be fair, does it matter where you're from that much? Surely they don't care. Really?
Apparently so. I mean, you see Jodie Comer coming out and saying, working class people can do it. I think, say if you're from London and are really posh, I think, sadly, in the industry, you're seen as...
creme de la creme, dude.
Yeah, you're from London, you've got money, but if you're from Salford and a working class actor, it's much harder. I think Lewis McGee was telling me this. He went to audition for a drama school, and once she heard his Bolton accent, she was putting him off a bit. And when the posh people came in, it was like, really into him and like, yeah, come in. Like, I think that's the problem with drama schools is there's definitely like a gap there with working class and people who are just higher class and have the money.
I mean, you don't even realise it, but everyone puts on a different version of themselves depending on who they're talking to.
Of course they do.
But those are the people I connect with the most, is when you can tell that person, when you're talking to them, they talk to everyone like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you can tell, like some of the people you're surrounded by, that group, I can see that. And those are the people I probably gravitate to the most. But you're always, the work we work in though, you're just going to interact with those people. And it's business, right? It's what's best for business. If I'm able to enunciate the most, if I'm able to, everyone, someone from Beijing is be able to understand me, then I've got a bigger scope. I have a longer future. So it makes sense, but it's just sad because it's not, you can't choose where you're from.
I'll just change my accent when I get on set.
Yeah. Maybe put a European accent or something just to throw them off.
Put a Swedish accent. I don't know how Swedish sound. Put a Latin accent on.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get the divide between, especially in our industry.
Yeah.
Like, say if Barry Keoghan, he's working class, or was anyway. He's very good. Is he much different than someone who's really posh and has made it?
Well, that's it as well. Like,
no,
for
like,
these
it doesn't
roles,
determine how good you are at acting.
I do find it like really impressive though when you know someone who has a quite a prestigious background or has been brought up middle class, and then they do these roles which are like working class, and like, you go that, because then you're like, whoa, respect. And
I say that just shows how good the actor is if they can do that and make it look real.
Yeah.
Other than someone who's been brought up like that, that's a good actor.
Yeah. And the way you do that is by like getting someone to watch it who just doesn't know who the actor is, and then if they don't question it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, if they don't question the accent or anything.
Yeah. Do you have like a celeb lookalike or anything?
Do you know what? Kind of and kind of not. When I was in school, the Star Wars, there's this guy in it called General Hux.
Okay.
If you search him up,
General.
I think it's just General, and then I think it's Hux. He's
General
ginger.
Hux.
So
yeah.
Obviously, people say I look like Ron Weasley, but I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't look like Rupert.
Well, because that's what I was going to bring up is
but people say
the
General
Weasley
Hux.
twins.
Weasley. I'd love to play a Weasley.
Do you ever get that? People say... Cause
no, it's just... They never say Weasley, which is weird, actually, because me and Jake both just go, oh, Ron Weasley, when there's actually Weasley twin. Like, that would probably be better to say.
Yeah. I've just pulled up General Hux here. I mean, if you had slick back hair...
I could pull it off.
You could pull that off,
I could pull it off. Put me in Star Wars.
Wasn't he like Darth Vader's bitch? He was like...
Yeah, he was.
Dude. But who would question that guy? Like,
imagine if you walk onto set and you see Darth Vader. You're not gonna,
dude. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna give him his glass of milk, aren't you, if he's asking for it?
Dude, that used to freak me out because the Darth Vader, you know, his breathing. You know the breathing. Well, like, the reason why I know the sound is because my dad's alarm sounded like that. My dad is he was a bit of a nerd, but he had like this when I was growing up, he had this Darth Vader like alarm. So I'd wake up in like, it could be 7 a.m. and it's like still dark outside, it's winter.
Wait, so is that your dad's alarm or is that your dad snoring?
No, that's my dad's alarm.
How does that wake you? If I hear snoring, that would indicate to my brain, I'd stay asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it was quite loud, and I don't know why, but he was just set to that. He must have just woken up to it. And I just remember hearing that alarm. That is a really scary sound. But yeah, so you look like General Hux, and
apparently so. Yeah.
I mean, just you being one of two ginger twins as an actor, I just go to the Weasley twins from Harry Potter.
If I can get one of them roles, it would be incredible.
Yeah.
There's that Harry Potter series coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Cast me.
There you go. Why don't we do a little tape right now? I'll be... who should I be? Like, I don't know.
Snape.
I'll be Snape, and you and your brother... Your brother's just there, but he's died.
He
I've just killed... Your brother's just died. So I'm Snape.
He's dead.
I've beaten him in the duel. Okay. What do you think? Do you think you'd kind of go off what the Weasley brothers done, or would you be like a different... Because they were kind of witty...
Yeah.
They were crafty people.
I guess the perfect thing to do is... You'd put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to beat the old Harry Potters.
Yeah.
So say if I got cast as a Weasley twin.
Yeah.
If I try and copy everything they're doing, then it's just not going to work. Because I'm not them. We're different people. If you try and impersonate someone else, you're never going to be as good as...
Yeah.
they were. So you try and do something different. I'd try and like, add my own comedy into it instead of what they did.
Especially when someone realizes you are trying to be someone else. I feel like that is the worst. Because one example,
because they'll be comparing it, won't they?
One example of that is stand-up comics. So you could go and watch someone perform a set, and you're like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
he was so good. Someone next to you goes, he has the exact same cadence and delivery as, let me give a random comic, Mark Nomad. He kind of has a lot of comics coming up now. There's a lot of people trying to copy that kind of style. As soon as you hear that, all of that awe just goes, because you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's true. So, but that must be incredibly hard if you are just naturally that way inclined and you're not trying to.
And that's the hardest thing. If you want to be a stand-up comedian,
Yeah,
it's so hard to be original.
yeah.
And obviously you're there studying other comedians, like what's funny. Like it's so hard to just come up with something original.
And I think, obviously I haven't done that, but I think a lot of the answer to that is drawing off yourself and just self-experience and just kind of, but that's incredibly hard. When you're in front of like hundreds, maybe thousands of people and they go, be yourself. Yeah. The first thing you think when you're in front of like thousands of people is, I'm going to be the best. This would be me on the pod. Hello, everyone. How, everyone goes into this like weird...
Someone you're to an interview and they go, tell me about yourself. I'm like, that's the hardest question because I'm not prepared it.
Yeah.
When someone says, oh, tell me about yourself, I can't answer it.
Yeah. Whereas like, if that's the thing I love about this is, if there were like looser questions and you kind of eased into it. You can ease
into it. With the tell me 3 things about yourself. And you're sat there thinking, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you've either got, do you say something funny? Do you try and be funny with it? Or do you just list 3 good achievements you've done and they're quizzing you on it? It's
just... I suppose it's weird. Do you get asked to do that sort of thing a lot?
Say if you're going into an acting class or a workshop, they'd put you like a random scene partner and they'd say, tell your scene partner 3 things about yourself, like 1 lie, 2 truths. I'm like, I've not had the time to think about all that.
2 truths, 1 lie is incredible. We did that at work once, and I just throw out like crazy things.
Oh, I do.
Dude, 2 truths, 1 lie is a good game.
I've done my scene partner over it, so she couldn't think of anything.
Okay.
So it gets to it, and Darren, my agent, was like, we're all in a massive group, and he's gone, okay then, Miriam, what was your thing? And I've got to say what she told me, like, because I've got to try and like remember it. She didn't know what to say, so I just go, just bear with me, right? So Miriam was on a scooter and she fell off a scooter and cut her leg open in 3 spaces, and she also fractured it. And then he's going, wow, Miriam. I'm like, oh God, how was that for you, Miriam? And she's got to pretend it actually happened. Like, I've done her over here because she just didn't know what to say. I don't blame her because I think I said I fell out of a tree or something.
Yeah. It's better to make up something than not say anything in that situation.
Exactly, because it's you don't want to be boring, do you? So she snapped her ankle in 3 places. She didn't.
Yeah, and you just made that up on the spot.
I just made it up on the spot because she didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, man. So you've gone through all this. I mean, where would you want to... So in terms of acting, you said you want to go into like a long-term role, whatever. But in terms of like, what would be your dream role? So like not how long you're going to be on it, but like, or who do you take inspiration from that you maybe...
I'd say I take inspiration from people who are from Salford as well.
Okay.
Do you know Wong from Marvel?
Yes.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange's like assistant?
Second-hand map, whatever he's called. He's from Eccles.
Oh, crazy.
And I'm from Eccles.
No way.
So... I definitely get inspiration from people like him, who are literally from Salford.
That's crazy.
Also, I just love Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
Imagine being Spider-Man. Oh my God.
Which Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield? So was he's one before?
The Amazing. So he's the middle one.
The middle one. Okay, yeah. I'd say he's maybe the most handsome. I'd say he's a handsome guy.
He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, I saw in the recent film.
Timothy Chalamet. I don't rate him that.
Really?
Do you think he?
Dude, Chimmy, it's the jawline.
He's got a very good jawline, but I think his nose is a bit weird.
Right, fair. Yeah, fix your fucking nose, Timothy.
I know, just
Jesus Christ. And also get better at acting as well. No.
Wonka. I've not seen it. I can't sleep.
My girlfriend watched that.
Is it good?
it wasn't what she expected. I think if you're going to that film thinking it's going
You've got to know what you get yourself into.
Because apparently it's
with
like a
Wonka.
musical,
Yeah, I've heard
which
that.
is a very different feel. So maybe
Yeah.
if you're into that, go watch that. But yeah,
If you're
I'd
into
say
musicals,
Timothy. If I was a woman, I'd probably let him have my way with me. You know, he's a
Yeah.
good looking guy.
He's
But
rich.
and
He's
also, do you know he
Chanel's
likes
poster
Hull?
boy. He likes what? Hull.
Does-
I've seen. He
Dude,
thinks he's the
he
most like
loves
sexy
Hull.
accent, doesn't he?
I don't know if that was just like a
was
PR
sat there,
thing.
I watched it. I was thinking, hang on, how the hell does he know what a Hull accent
Yeah.
is?
Do you think
I
he
don't
was
even
just
know what it
there
is.
for a day? I reckon he was just there on location for a day.
Filming Wonka?
Dude, I don't
Some
know.
guy walks past. Oh, I'm from Hull. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
Do you want me to do an impression of what a Hull
Please
accent
do.
sounds like? Oh no, there's no snow. Oh my god, it's like I'm going a bit flamboyant and a little bit weird there, but it's kind of like it's like that Murney. So I'm from Hull. I sound like this. I go down Britnell Ave. It's that kind of. Do you see what I mean? So that's when you hear that and you hear Timothy Chalamet go. That's one of the sexiest accents. I think that is a PR stunt.
That is,
Dude, come on.
yeah, but he's an American, right? So
Yeah.
if he's in England, how does he know if that's a Hull accent or
Yeah,
not? That
that's
could be
the
a Birmingham accent to
Dude,
him.
yeah, maybe he's just in tune. Like, surely if you're an actor, maybe you're more in tune with it. I don't know. But that is
I don't know,
insane.
but a Hull
Yeah.
I mean, what accent did he do? He was American in Wonka, wasn't
Yeah, I
he?
think
Yeah.
so.
He's just in England because
Yeah.
I've not seen it. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like nowadays though, people don't notice that stuff as much, and it's more passable. Now with this whole like transatlantic thing, you know, where English actors are going over to America, American actors are coming over here.
Yeah.
There's kind of, I feel like as an audience member, you just don't really notice it as much.
Not really.
Because
I mean,
they wouldn't have
not
cast
really.
him for that, or would have told him to do an English accent. But I don't think
know,
it
I
spoils
think-
it.
I've not. Is what I thought. Is Wonka originally from America, but he's gone to England to
Well, the
set his
original
chocolate factory
film,
up? I don't know.
the original film was I don't know if it was an American actor. I think it was an American actor. The original.
Is he English, Wonka?
The actor I don't think is, but he might.
He's
be
like
doing an English
Wonka, like
accent.
the character Wonka. Is he English?
I wouldn't know. Should I look it up?
Let's look it up.
Right. What the original? What was the original one? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or was it?
Yeah, it will have been. Yeah, because Wonka's just a new film, isn't it?
Yeah, Chocolate Factory. Let's see guess when it first came out. No, but that's the 2005 one. That's not the one I want.
1983.
Where's the original one? Original. Nah, this is the one with Johnny Depp in. That's the 2005 one.
Johnny Depp's right, but he's American.
Yeah, but the original one didn't have Johnny Depp in. I don't know the actor's name.
No,
Okay, so the original one was called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
okay.
and that was by Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder is an American actor. There you
So he's
go.
American.
But he did have like an American
He
accent.
had a
in it.
twang, didn't he?
Yeah. That I think that is my favorite one, and that was in what year did you say?
I said 1983.
1971.
Oh, well, that's
Dude,
not
that's
bad. Actually.
insane.
It's not bad.
I didn't
guess.
think it was from that far in the past. Wow.
How old's Roald Dahl?
Rodal.
He's not. Surely he's not still kicking, is he?
He was born. I assume he's dead. Yes, he is.
He's gone.
He was born
He's
in
over
1969. So yeah, he died at 74. 74.
For a man, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
there you go. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if
Also,
you
he's
were any of the
American.
kids in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which one do you think you could, as a role, do the best?
The woman with if it changed roles, the guy with the girl with chewing gum.
Yeah.
Her.
You could be her, and then
Her,
you'd blow up
definitely her.
into a. You could blow up into an orange instead of a blueberry.
Why
There
aren't
you
we
go.
making these films?
Dude, that would be so funny if I saw you as one
that'd
of the
be
kids.
incredible. I'd love to.
That would be so good. But I don't think another one's coming out for a while now, if they've just done that. I wanted to show
Get on to
you
Timothy.
near the end of the pod, man. It's been so good having you on. I want to show you this insane TikTok page I found last night. It's this lady that goes by the name of, let me just get her name up. She is called Engineer.everything.
That's her name, is it? That's what she's called from birth.
Yeah, so, but I don't actually know her real name, but
Let's call her Florence.
she lives in America, and she's just started basically performing Minecraft in real life. She has started excavating her basement into an underground tunnel.
How?
Have you ever heard of that? How insane is that?
So what about, say if you live next door to and you got a tunnel, are they consenting to the tunnel under their house as well?
I think it's just under her property. I think.
How big's her house?
Like, do you want me to show? I'll show you this. So here we go. So this is her.
If all goes well, the tunnel ceiling of the antechamber of my suburban mine will be pumped full of concrete very soon. My last pumping session had a few major failures that can't and won't be repeated. I'm putting a lot more whalers and supports so that the forms are less likely to fail. But I've got a new challenge. Since I will be...
She's doing this all by herself. So she is excavating a tunnel. But the amazing thing about this is it's all from what she's learned online. She has no formal training in, excavating, also replaying. She's created her own movement system. So when you dig up all the bricks can then go out of her building, go up. So
the bricks just go up.
I'll show you. It should be in one of the So she's wiring her own electricity.
I am working on the mine under my house and currently upgrading the electrical system and will hope...
She learned all this online?
She apparently has no formal training.
I'm watching her on YouTube videos.
And she's just like doing her own electrics. And it reminds me of a guy who in the UK did this. But basically, she cocked up and she let the authorities know while she was doing the project.
Oh. Which
meant that they came and stopped it and, made sure it was all like legal and everything was according to health and safety. But this guy in the UK, I'll pop his channel up here. He did it all. He created this amazing man cave underground, like insane PS4s. You got this massive
a man cave. I'd love one.
But because he'd done it and then let them know, they were like, "Well, we're not going to put mud back in the fucking ground. We're going to just let you have it." So that guy did it the proper way, kind of like, "I'll do it now, then ask for forgiveness later." But
what the hell's happened there? So he just got this unformed tunnel in.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go down it. I would. So what can we expect to see from you in the future? Were you working on anything like personal? You say you got a short film coming up.
Yeah, I've got some short films coming up. I've sent a load of auditions off.
Okay.
I don't think I can say what they are, but I've sent a load off.
Nice.
So hopefully this year I'll bag my first TV role with some lines. Because obviously Red Rose, I didn't have I actually had one line. It's in the subtitles, but you can't hear it on the thing.
Oh.
Basically, Noah, the guy, he walks in and I go, "What the hell is he doing here?" I say it really loud when everyone goes quiet, just to put something, and it's in subtitles. But yeah, I just want...
You were asked to say the line. You didn't just make the line up.
I just said it.
Oh, look. I rate that.
I just said it. Basically, my role in that was just, you're not mates with them. These are your mates. You don't like these. He walked in and went, "What the hell is he doing here?" And it's in the subtitles.
You made it. Love that.
There we are.
Yeah, you've got to kind of take those moments, as a small, upcoming actor.
As an actor, one of your main things is you've got to be creative. And if you know the story, because you've got to do loads of prep, if you know your character, don't be shy to just add things. Because the directors, they're directing the thing. They're they're just directing. They're not telling you how to act.
Yeah.
So just be creative with what you're doing, what your job is.
Yeah.
And you know your role better than literally anyone else does.
How do you think I'd be casted? So let's pretend you're a casting director.
Right.
You don't know how... I could be the best fucking actor in the world. You haven't seen me act yet. Right. But from just how I look, what roles could I slip into?
What would I
could you
cast
see me going into a... No, not Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. I could see you in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, what do you think? Be totally honest. You're.
All right, let me examine you.
Examine me. Okay. He's looking at me piercingly with those brown eyes. Are they brown eyes?
Hazel.
Well, that's what people with brown eyes just tried to say to spice up a bit.
All right.
What do I serious? Oh, what should I? I should have probably done a better face while I was looking.
Yeah,
at me
why don't you pull some faces at me? And it's just.
Guys, I've just lost my child.
No, I feel like
I think I'd be an awkward character.
Yeah,
I feel like that's me. I think I'd be a...
Say if you was in Waterloo Road.
Yeah.
You'd be that kid that's just really awkward in the back of the class. That just sat there.
So you're saying I have the face of an extra.
No, I mean the main role guy.
Yeah.
But you just get taken the mick out of. And
Right.
I think you'd be perfect.
So the main character who gets taken, I like that though. I like that.
You could play that.
Yeah, I
You pull it off.
don't think I'd be an actor with a lot of range. I think I would be a bit of
What do you feel like you could do? Is a better question.
I think probably the best I could do is probably like a comedy. I think that's probably where I'd go.
Yeah, do you know what? You'd be that character that has the quirky joke. You know, the guy who's just there and just
Nobody
cracks
laughs
a
at the
quirky
jokes.
joke. Yeah,
That's what this
that's
podcast
perfect
is.
storyline.
Me saying jokes and
exactly.
nobody laughing.
No one cares about it. So you get your main actor here, and you just be there cracking these jokes, and just give you that stupid look. The guy that laughs at your own jokes.
Oh yeah, fully.
That's the guy.
What's that series that was? It was like about growing up. So it was this guy, and he walks through like his childhood, but then it cuts back to what he was like in his childhood. I can't remember the show now, but that's the kind of comedy where it's like British growing up, like teen stuff. I think that'd be cool.
You spit out some British comedy that no one understands.
Because that's what I grew up like, In-Betweeners, like all them.
Yeah.
But I was one of the nerds who learned the lines, who like quoted the fucking In-Betweeners at school.
Oh, you're one of them.
I was one of them guys.
So you'd be in a show quoting in between,
Yeah,
quoting
well,
Will's lines.
Director's like, you can't be using lines that have actually been delivered by other actors. That'd be insane. But yeah, man, is there anything you kind of want to promote? Anything you want to let the people know about?
I don't know. I guess just watch the Domino's advert.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. Get
Promote
it up
the
there.
Domino's, yeah.
Because if the advert comes on next year,
Yeah.
I get paid again.
There we go.
So if you keep watching that, then
What makes it more likely to be aired next year?
honestly, not a clue.
So yeah,
I
you're
don't
just
know.
waiting. Yeah. Okay.
It's got quite a lot of views.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that people have seen the views and thought, yeah, we'll put it on another year.
Nice. Yeah.
We'll just pay him again.
You had any girls drop into your DMs after that advert?
Plenty. Edward.
Plenty.
I'm
all right.
joking,
We
no.
won't talk about that.
We
on air,
we
pal.
can't. Yeah, we won't leak
We'll leave
it. You
that.
see, Edward.
I'll get to know all the juicy stuff.
I'll
after.
tell him off camera.
Nah, man. But I'll leave links to any Insta pages or anything you wanted
Yeah.
promoting down below. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Of course. It's an honour to be on the Edward podcast.
There we go, man. Thank you guys for listening and trenching through another one. You know, I'm still here, still living it
Still
up.
there cracking his jokes.
Yeah, but follow us on TikTok. We got like clips going out on Instagram. I'll leave that all in the links in the description, guys, and make sure to check out Oscar Parry for coming on the show. Oscar Parry, everyone. We'll see you next week, guys. See you next week.